Good morning, everyone. My name is Mrs. Rajkumari Chauhan. I teach in Anjuman Islam A. Khatkate English Secondary School. Today, I am going to explain you an interesting topic of Geography Standard 9. So let's begin with the topic. Trade, it's also a part of economics. What is trade? Now you can see here an image, a computer, isn't it? And some things which are you can say around the computer, isn't it? So what are these things? Now I will give you an example. We buy many things from an app called Amazon or also Flipkart and many more apps. So what do? We do online shopping. So online shopping is also called as trade. So in simple way, trade means buying and selling of goods. You can do on local level, at global level, and at a national level. Something you are buying from your grocery shops, that is also called as trade. So buying and selling of goods and services are also included in trade, like education service, export service, insurance service, transport, banking. All this is included in trade. Why do we do trade? We do trade because humans have basic needs to fulfill. These basic needs, producers and manufacturers produce goods, and these goods are supplied to the consumers with the help of trade. Now, what are our basic needs? Like food grains, clothes, water, food, isn't it? Shelter. So, all these are basic needs. So from where we get these things? Simply I'm asking you a question. From where we buy these things? We go to the market. Is that we go to industry or factories to buy the things? No. We go to the markets. So simple way you can say. So trade is the link between the producers. Producers means who produce it. And consumers who buy it. Who use that. So we get the goods because of trades. Trade is a link between the producer and the consumer. Okay, so we get the goods because of trade simply. Now, trade is also called as economy activity. What is an economy activity? When an activity is done for monetary gains, that is to earn money, is called economic trade. So that means trade is related with money. Simple. Trade is related to money. So there can be two types of activities, monetary and non-monetary activity. Now I will give you some example for this also. When our mummy cooks for us, she does all household work. Does she get money for that? She does for her family with love. We don't give money for her. We do exercise at home. Suppose I dance on a music. So all these are activities, but they are non-monetary activities. Same way, if I go to a restaurant to eat a food, then I need to pay money. So that comes under trade. Okay, same way I go and learn music or dance, go to a dance class, I need to pay money for that. So that can be included as trade. So I hope you are clear with monetary and non-monetary. So non-monetary will not come under trade, but anything which relates with the money, it comes under trade. Why was trade started? Trade was started because no nation, no individual is self-sufficient. We are dependent for something on other country. I will give you an example. America. America is a developed country, has the latest technology, but depends on Asian countries for agricultural products. Same way we India buy latest technology from America. Same way all the countries are interdependent on each other. Same way we find states are also interdependent. For example, Maharashtra, we find maximum growth of sugarcane or cotton, but we are dependent for apples on other countries like Kashmir. Okay, and same way Kashmir don't grow cotton or sugarcane, so they are dependent on Maharashtra. There are many examples like northern plains, they don't grow much of rice, so they are dependent for rice on southern areas. Same way the southern areas are dependent for wheat from northern parts. So this is how each and every area, each and every state, each and every nation, they are not self sufficient. Okay, so trade has occurred. Now trade started at initial stage, that is medieval period. And how it started? That was called as barter system. Goods are exchanged for goods, goods are exchanged for service. Okay, like a farmer exchanges wheat instead of in place of furniture. So no one, now here what happens, so a time came up when barter system was failed. Why it failed, we'll see that there were three disadvantages of this barter system. What are these three disadvantages? We will see that. Disadvantage of barter system was lack of coincidence, lack of divisibility, and value of the good. Now what is lack of coincidence? I will give an example. Farmer growing wheat, suppose he needs furniture from carpenter. Okay, now do you think that the carpenter also requires wheat that time? It it has to be some coincidence that the carpenter also requires. If he doesn't require wheat, will he do the trade with that farmer? Obviously no. So here there should be some coincidence that what the person is going to give, the other person should take it. Got it? So that also creates a problem which is called as lack of coincidence. Now next comes lack of divisibility. If a person is selling his horse and a farmer wants to buy that horse, and he says that okay, I will give you 40 kg of wheat, you give me the horse. But the person who was selling that horse, he says that I don't need 40 kg, I just need 20 kgs. So is that the person will give half of the portion of that horse? No. So that creates a lack of divisibility. Value of the good. Now when we exchange two goods, does both the goods have same values? Take example, value of mangoes and value of apple, they exchange with the same amount, like 12 mangoes and 12 apples I exchange. Do you think that is a proper value for each good? Yes. So this all created problem for barter system, and it failed, and later on it came up with monetary system. So now if we buy anything, we need to pay money. Today also we find in some places barter system exists. Like the example, we also sometimes buy uh, utensils by giving old clothes, isn't it? Okay. Now next comes what is visible and invisible trade. Okay, visible trade means you can see that things, you can smell, you can feel, and you will get that commodity in your hands. Like you buy tomatoes, you buy soap, you buy anything, you get that product. But invisible trade means you don't get any product in your hands, you just get service. Take example, a teacher is teaching you in the class, she gives you knowledge. Okay, she shares her experience with you, so you're not getting any amount or anything out of that. You're not getting 1 kg of economic what she has taught you, 1 kg of geography what I have taught. You can't say to your mommy, but you share your experience. Yes, it was a good class, I understood everything and all. So here it comes as service. If I want to go to somewhere, like take example, I want to go to Lonavala, then I hire a taxi, I need to pay for that taxi, that is service, I need to pay for that service. No one is going to give me that taxi, so I won't get any product in my hand. But the person who is giving me service, he's picking up from here, and then he is you can say after picking up, he is just wherever I want to go, like Lonavala I wanted to go, he is just leaving me there. So obviously I need to pay for his service, so that is called service. So where I'm not getting any product, So invisible, you can see, you can feel, you can have that product in your hand. But invisible means you can't see that product. You just pay for the service, like you go to the doctor. Okay, you consult the doctor, you need to pay amount for that. Same way lawyers. So you need to pay, they just gave you service. Banks, they give you service. So this is called as invisible trade. So I hope you're clear with this visible and invisible. Then comes wholesale trade and retail trade. Now what is wholesale and what is retail? Wholesale traders, they directly connect with the factories or industries, and they are a big market, like we have in Vashi APMC market, in Crawford market there is in Bombay. So we have nearby is the APMC market, where the wholesale, it is called as wholesale trade, because they buy the products in large amount. And retail shops are the normal shops, they go to the wholesaler to buy the products, and we buy from the retailers. Okay, so this is the difference between wholesale and retailer. So we buy from the normal shops, and the wholesalers go and buy from the factories directly, they take away from the factories or the companies. So this is the difference between wholesale and retail. So I hope you're clear with this, the chapter trade. Thank you.